Hi, I'm Ultraviolet. Welcome to Hi everyone, welcome to Strong Fire Tarot. My name is UV, short for Ultraviolet, the light that can see in the darkness. And today we're going to be doing a reading for Aries collective. So you don't necessarily have to be an Aries to resonate with this reading. You just see how its magnetic push and pull may be affecting you. Remember, I know nothing. I'm just here to serve, and you have to honor your intuition always because you have your own destiny in this world to reach. So let's begin. If you want more information about my private readings, just watch till the end. Or you can read the description box below. All the information is there. And thank you so much for your positive support, your positive comments, your likes, your subscribes, all of it. You guys are amazing. The journey is so beautiful and it's awesome. Okay, so let's begin. I want to redo this intro, but too late now. This is what you get. Aries, the vision I had for you was you're a school teacher. And yes, I know I channel a lot Melanie Martinez because I love her and she's very smart. So this song, The Principal, I channeled after the reading and you're going to understand why. So this song says that our leaders are sneaky, creepy, money seeking, always peeping, they're fucking creeping. Got it on the down low, so you think you're always sneaky. If I had told your mother her son was a cruel motherfucker. So those are our leaders, right? And they say you're shooting at the angels where you're claiming you're a good guy. So they're bringing down the good people. And we're forced to follow the leaders who are being possessed by demons. And I tried to make you listen, but you won't is your way, right? Killing kids all day and night, prescription pills and online fights. So it's all about like how they corrupt us as a very young, at a very young age. So the reading, you're going to see why I'm mentioning this before it. So this is the vision I got for you. And if you want to go listen to that song, The Principal by Melanie Martinez. You have a class of around 30 kids. They're really young. They're like 4 to 8 years old. And there's like a cash register behind your desk. And you told the kids, don't go behind that cash register. And one by one, all the children started disobeying you. They all went behind that cash register. All of them, one by one. And you felt so disappointed. You're like, why do I deserve that? Guys, I told you not to do that. And it's like, why do you do what I told you not to do? And you're just there to teach you, love your children. And eventually you're just really hurt and disappointed at your students for betraying you like that. So there's this weird man that walks in. He's really tall and creepy looking. He's dark and he's bleeding from everywhere. He's bleeding from his mouth, his eyes. He has blood in his hands. If you get too close to him, the blood falls on you. And I'm like, are you the principal? And he's like, I'm the man in charge. So that's the devil. The man in charge is the devil that's corrupting our children's minds. And you're here trying to teach them good values, good intentions, good ways of life, you know, virtue, convictions, kindness, generosity, compassion, empathy. And all they do is disobey and go behind the cash register because the man in charge is teaching them how to sell their souls, how to have blood in their hands, how to get themselves in trouble, and how to live a life full of suffering. So this vision was really dark. And when I was trying to get away from him, like the children wouldn't speak around him. They were really obedient to him. They were just like almost numb. The children didn't have expression. They didn't have creativity. They didn't have will. Like they just felt a bit like spazzed out, like zombies around him. So they're doing this so it's your inner child, right? And you're trying to teach yourself good ways of life, but there's this energy, this pull towards darkness constant because our leaders or whoever has control of this world is constantly sending us subliminal messages to corrupt ourselves and go behind that cash register, meaning chase money and everything that has to do with gain and greed. And if you don't have money, you have no value, so you have to go behind a cash register and sell your soul and forget about creativity, forget about convictions, forget about values, forget about good things. So the kind people of the world are trying to share the righteous knowledge, but the pressures of the opposition are just so powerful. This man in charge is in charge of all our children. Since we're born, we're being influenced to sin, to fall into the traps of society. So then life is full of suffering. So I was explaining this to a friend. I'm like, it's not that I don't want to surround myself with the people, or I'm like, yes, it's a bit lonely to live righteously, but it's lonelier to be around people that don't have God. And I had two options. It's either the path of self-destruction, where I'm surrounded by people, but it's full of suffering, disappointment, deception, all of that. Like it doesn't feel that great. It only leads to pain. Or I follow God's way, and yes, it's a bit lonely because not a lot of people have God in their world, in their hearts, and are doing the righteous things. So, but I feel at peace. I feel invincible. I feel supported in all my decisions. I feel creative. So even though it's a bit lonely because of the human contact, where I feel like I'm hearing, I never fit into any category. Always deemed an outcast since I was in Sunday school, and all the cool kids said I was weird. It's exactly the same, they say. Why do you dress that way? Why do you act that way? Why aren't you just like me? So is that what you really want to say to me? You're playing games with me, telling me if I'm a cunt. Still you abandon me, calling me words if not. You must not know my heart, but I know it isn't your fault. You live in the world in your clutch. You don't get out very much. Living in a fake world full of facades and chaotic behavior. You pull the lever for fun, yell fire, then you just run. Fire drill, what would happen if a nuke just hit? Would you say bye to your family? Would you post about it? Fire drill, if it all went up in flames one day, would you give your mom a hug before your house burned away? It kills. So you always felt like an outcast. You always felt like you didn't belong because you were in Sunday school with God, and people weren't following that path, and they feel they live in a world full of facades and chaotic behavior. They pull the lever for fun, yell fire, then they just run because they can't escape their fate. So you're here trying to find your place in this world, and you say, you must not know my heart, but I know it isn't your fault because the man in charge is corrupting you. So Aries energy feels a bit left out of the world, but at the same time doesn't want to fit into that world, and has the best intentions at heart to share the knowledge and the wisdom that we've gained throughout our journey, so others can heal their damnation, right, because of what was imposed on us. So let's begin the reading. I don't want to keep going on that. Did you like my little show there? Okay, let me continue. Fire drill, what would happen if a nuke just hit? Would you say bye to it? Would you post about it? Fire drill, if it all went up in flames one day. The bee, right? It pollinates the whole world. So you're like looking at yourself in the mirror. So it's, you only have yourself, you have God, like your higher self in you. That's all you can trust right now, because others are connecting to that creepy man in my dreams, and they're full of chaos. And you're like, I found peace with God, so I'd rather be alone over here if it means feeling lonely or lonelier over there. And you're just gonna share whatever you can share. That's how it feels. You're just a teacher giving up on the systems, but you're still gonna do your best to be the change we want to see in the world. That's beautiful, Aries. You want to be the change you want to see. Yeah, you're taking the lead. There's like, okay, so nobody's gonna come with me first, nobody's gonna walk next to me, you're all gonna walk behind me, and you're gonna lead by example. That means you're paving the way, and there's nobody telling you how to do it. So you're like, I'm gonna trust my inner guidance, my God, because I want to leave the darkness and I'm going towards the light. And at this point, I see how corrupt this world is, and all I could do is take care of my tribe, my how do you call that, my pack. So your wolf pack. So even though maybe they don't have the wisdom you have to lead, you're glad to do what you can to lead them to the right direction. A lot of people will disobey though, so try not to be disappointed at it. You just teach, you just lead, you just love unconditionally all of God's children. We're all inner children, okay? So when people, I have this, I'm not gonna mention names, but I have this friend that he's part of a society that it's like bikers against child abuse. And I'm like, the child abuse is adults. Those are the people that have been abused as children that need us. And it's not just the children. The children are innocently happy, usually, right? And if they're being abused, perfect, help them. But the whole world needs us because the whole world has been abused. So bikers against abuse, it should be, you know what I mean? Because everybody has that inner child in them that's been affected, and that's why they project onto the connections, and this world is divided. We need to unite. We need to be guardians to each other. So you be the change you want to see in the world, Aries. Don't be discouraged. I feel like you're not really discouraged. I just feel like you're aware of what's going on, and you're going to do your best to teach a class, no matter the corruption. Whoa, that's... Wow, the dragonfly in reverse and the owl, right? You're the teacher, okay? The mystic, you're very observant, you're very intelligent, you know what's going on here. The owls, like, they're like, who did that? You know, like they know who did what. They know. The owl is very psychic. And I feel like the dragonfly, I've been using this fly situation has been showing up in my readings often. So flies represent malice, evil, the devil. It represents like corpse and death and lack of life and spirit. So it's like you have to awake that dragon inside of you, because you're not just a fly, you're a dragonfly. So you're trying to teach people to remember that no, you're not an ordinary fly, you're a dragonfly. You're out of this world and you have powers that you can't imagine. You were created in God's image, therefore we are the image of God. So we are many creators, so we can do so much with our existence, but they made us feel that we were just part of a box that couldn't think out of it, and we became a bit numb and mush. The children were just like, work, okay, cash register, I need to graduate, I need to go to school, I need a paper, I need to make money, I need to buy a house, I need a, like, they're systematic. No, we're fluid creatures, we're feminine energies, we go with the flow, we allow the universal flow to take us to our destiny, and we enjoy the journey. It's like, wow, I tripped over there, but I didn't die. You know, it doesn't matter what happens, you enjoy the whole journey. Yeah, pride in reverse. So people have to kill their ego for sure. The king of the jungle, we feel like, because this, I feel like this is one energy. It's the intelligent, awakened. Yeah, because the purple here. Okay, so this is the awakened, the ascended master. This is the alchemist. This is someone who knows what's up and is connected to love because of the heart shape in their face, and they see love. So they love everyone, even the prideful people, even the flies. They love everyone because they see everyone as children that were damaged by the man in charge, full of blood in his hands, for corrupting mentalities since a very young age to make them believe that they were ordinary flies and not dragonflies. So we need to find our self-confidence. So you're trying to teach people to be proud of themselves, of their existence, of their whatever species they are, you know, like you're a lion, perfect, you're a lion, you're a dragonfly, perfect, you're a dragonfly, be the best dragonfly you can be the best moth you can be. Like no matter who you decide to be, you're seeing beauty in them as individuals. And you want people to be proud of themselves. So it's almost like you want to get rid of the darkness and lead them into the light again, you see? And it's like, come on, you have to be proud of yourself. You've accomplished so much already. We lived in a jungle and you're still alive. Wow, you're a survivor. Okay, so it's like you're inspiring people to keep going, no matter the oppression. You like protect that inner child of yours, right? We need to, it's like we know it's been damaged. It wasn't protected. Our inner child wasn't protected. So now we're becoming aware of this. So it's like we have to heal our inner child. And how? Act like a child. That childhood innocence, that creative force that we are when we're born, and we're like, oh, look, mommy, what I did. And you make the most weirdest drawing, but you're so proud of it. Be proud of whatever creations you make. And stop being such a perfectionist. Stop being so hard on yourself. Celebrate your every step. Your every, you know what I mean? Okay. So celebrate everything you accomplish. Like, look, I opened the door. Like, it's just like anything simple. It's like, wow, you're incredible. Like, you learned how to open the door. All alone, like, you just have to exaggerate everything that you do. Be proud of it. Like, look, I brushed my teeth today twice. I did it, you know, like discipline. Yes. Like, it's just try to use humor to raise that frequency, because the child is always like, you want to have fun? You want to play a game? You want to, like, it wants to have fun. Life is fun. Life is a journey. Life is exciting, you know, and they make them sit in a class and it's like, nope, stop drawing. Nope, stop singing. Nope, stop doing that. You listen. Like, okay, but it's a dictation. Like, they're children. They're supposed to be free-spirited. We were all supposed to be that. They put us in a box because they don't want us to go up. They want us to build a web somewhere and stay there, okay? But there's no security. It doesn't feel safe to live like that because you're missing out on yourself, on your potential, on your greatness, on your pride. It's like, wow, I did that with my hands, my thoughts, my feelings, my faith. I did that. And I noticed that the most miserable people in this world have had it all handed to them by their parents. And the reason why they're not happy is because they cannot take pride in their accomplishments because they have to share it with their parents. It's like the reason I'm successful is because my parents paid for my schooling. My parents helped me move out. My parents, it's like, or they had help, you know? People who are really proud of themselves are people that didn't have nothing and they hustled their way up. It's like, whoa, I went through hell, but I made it to heaven, man. My story is interesting AF. So when you help a person, it's selfish because you're taking away their opportunity to feel proud of themselves. It's like, wow, I overcame this alone, okay? So let's not help people. Let's teach what we know. It's like, oh, what did you learn about life, you know? Oh, I learned this too. Like, oh, this wasn't... Share experiences, but don't help people. Nobody's helpless. Unless, like, yeah, a child is held hostage. Like, yes, in that case, yeah, we need to protect our children. You know what I mean? Like, or people. Injustice, for sure, if it gets to that extent. I do believe we are the creators of our destinies. So these people were probably living in fear because of a wounded inner child and they manifested that outcome. So we need to heal our inner child by nurturing one another. So you be that person, you be the nurturer, you be that teacher, you be that helper, that giver. And it's like, don't give in to the not righteous behavior. Don't behave like them because you want a surrounding. Owls are very comfortable in solitude. They're very antisocial and they don't really care about humans, let's just say. So if you're out of this world, you're not really that impressed with humanity at this point, but you're gonna love them from afar and you're gonna see them with eyes of love. It's like, wow, you're capable of so much more, but you chose to be stagnant and complain about your situation even though you're still breathing. Therefore, it means you have opportunity to change your fate. So it's all a matter of choice here. So you can teach them to either be proud of themselves by you being proud of yourself, or you let them lack confidence and behave like ordinary flies. So you tell them, hey, you know you're a dragonfly, right? Not just a fly, and you can be very proud of that. But if they choose to be a fly and they lack self-confidence, maybe it's part of their programming at that point. They're not full of fusses and chaotic. It says, you must not know my heart, but I know it isn't your fault. You know, we know it's not their fault that they can't see beauty, heart, like good hearts. They can't see that because they're so focused on their trauma that it became part of their identity. And it's like you take that away from them, they lose a part of themselves. At this point, it's like, okay, they're gonna just suck the energy out of you. So you teach them by standing in your truth. You don't need to do nothing here. You be the teacher. The children don't tell you how to teach. They don't tell you, no, you just do what you got to do. You show up every day, do the right thing. You do the right thing no matter what. And if you feel that the energy that they bring is negative, then you have to put a stop to it. You're like, listen, I understand your situation, but I have boundaries now for reasons. Like, you have to explain. Like, sometimes you don't owe them any explanation. You just leave. But if some people are just pulling on your energy and you know that they don't realize that they're doing that, you're like, listen, it's not that I don't care, but I just know for a fact that if we continue talking about what's not right with this life, we're just going to attract more things that are not right with this life. So let's just talk about the things that are going good so we create a good flow over here. Cool, okay, love ya. So find a way to teach. Yeah, by raising your frequencies and being like a peacock. It's like they start being depressed and you're like, phew! You're like, da na 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 na. Like, you just have to like get into the good energy. Like, you can't give in to theirs because they don't know what they're doing. They know not what they do. You see, they're connected to a negative source. They know not that that's the reason. They sabotage and they manifest things that make them feel like faded. Now I'm hearing Kendrick Lamar. Pull full of liquor and then you dive. And you see these people drown in their misery, and then they drink alcohol, so it accentuates their misery. So it's like, yeah, it's hard to reason with these people. These people they're not in a state to receive wise conversations. So you just lead by example. Don't participate. You're not on the same frequency. they're connected to the man in charge, full of blood, and that's why their brain is mush. So when they see you, they're like, what is that light? You know, you might inspire them, but don't try saving people. Trust me, a lot of people out there are crazy. They love their misery. They love the drama. So, shot. What's the song? Faded. Faded. Now open your mind and me, listen me, Kendrick. I'm in your conscience. If you do not hear me, then you will be history, Kendrick. I know that you're nauseous right now, but I'm trying to lead you to victory, Kendrick. I think that I'm feeling the vibe. I see the love in their eyes. I see the feeling of freedom. I forgot. A parental advice, apparently. Someone said to me. Yeah, because these people are gonna influence and like, why you babysitting? Only 2 or 3 shots. I'm gonna show you how to throw it up a notch. Put it up a notch. I don't remember. First you get a swimming pool full of liquor, then you dive in it. So they're gonna tell you to drink. You're like, shots. You're like, yeah, no, I don't drink anymore. I don't want to connect to the man in charge that sabotaged my whole life for 30 years. I'd rather live with God now, and he no like alcohol too much. Maybe a glass of wine here and there, but that's about it. Okay, you see, no alcohol. It's like a glass of wine. He's like, no, not even 1 glass. God is like, no, one, no. One leads to others. It's a gateway. And like my gateway drug, these can be people too, because now I'm hearing, it's a lot of music. Aries, you listen to a lot of music. I'm hearing Gateway Drug by Bebe Rexha. Kissing leads to touching, leads to loving, leads to fucking, leads to someone always seems to get hurt. Okay. Your kiss is a gateway drug. So these people are a gateway drug because they're not gonna, they find it harder to live your way than to just be surrounded by people, because misery loves company and let's just drink our pain away. Because when I used to be an addict or whatever, I used to do it for escapism. So when I was still smoking weed, when I was really happy, I'm like, why am I still smoking weed? What am I escaping? I used to smoke to escape my grief. Now it's just an addiction. Now it's just stupid, you know? So I didn't enjoy it as much because it reminded me of the years where I was using it as escapism. So these people like to escape the reality. You're like, wow, how beautiful is that house? Like, wow, look, the wind. Like, it's just, you find beauty in everything. Like, you're high on life, you know? You left the darkness behind, and happiness. You're watching others be unhappy and you're like, yeah, I can't fall back into that because it was too easy. They corrupted us to be miserable, depression, all of that. Since we're babies, like, that's not normal that they're drugging our children because they have too high frequencies that parents that are sad cannot handle. Teachers that are sad cannot handle that frequency that's indigo. It's too fast. It's too hyper. They need to move all the time. So when I was teaching science for math science, which is NASA and Crayola, I had to make them run almost, you know. I'm like, okay, guys, come over here. We're going to do an experiment. I'm like, okay, how many colors do you think I can do with these colors, you know? I'm like, 7? I don't know. You? I don't know. I'm like, anybody knows the colors of the rainbows? Like, anybody? Like, you had to make them, like, almost wake up. I'm like, okay, everybody go over there. Like, okay. And we go over there on the other table. I'm like, okay, over here we have some glasses. What are we going to do with these glasses? Okay, when I say go, we put it on. And when we look at the light, we're going to see all the spectrum of colors. I'm like, are you ready? Let's do it. Okay, so, and then that's how they learn. Now you have to make them move. If you sit them down, you're going to lose them because they're indigo children. They're here to raise the frequencies of the world. So obviously they're too hyper for a person that's depressed, going through a divorce. She can't teach a class of 30 indigo children. Forget it. So they're programming them to be codependent to drugs already because being happy is not normal. So they're killing their happiness, and then you wonder why we fall into suffering and a path of destruction. Yeah, it was imposed on us by this man in charge. He kind of looked like this, but a bit darker and taller and really long fingers. Like, this was the length of his fingers, you know? And he was cloaked in blood for real. And he's like, let me catch them like Pokemons. Yeah, I know, like, and I never liked the Emperor card. Look at his face. I never like, some people like say like, oh, the Emperor for an Empress. Like, I don't really like the Emperor, to be honest. Like, okay, someone that it could represent an empire, but a man, I rather attract a King of Pentacles energy, or like, he's so kind and nurturing, like he's just such a sweet king. And a magician is just an alchemist. He's as intelligent as a high priestess, and you're like, yeah, with you I can work with you. You won't sabotage because you got the tools, you know, so you know how to master this life. But an emperor is stubborn, egotistical. This is Adam that hasn't killed his ego yet. Okay, that's how I see it, because he's with Eve, the empress. He's not with the high priestess, Lilith, you know. Lilith is with a magician, so that's Christ consciousness. So this person hasn't reached Christ consciousness yet, but he mastered the 4 elements. So this is a master manipulator to me. And in the wrong way, like, like for gain, you know, for my empire. The magician is just for fun. It's like, look what I can do. It's a trick, you know. So I don't know. I don't like this emperor. And it fell here on lack of self-love, lack of pride. I'm like, you're not a dragonfly. You're just an ordinary fly. Like this stubborn emperor. So that's the leader. And we're watching this, you know, like cameras. They're watching us behave. So this is cameras. They're watching us see whether or not we're stepping out of the matrix, and they don't like that. So is that what the vaccines are for? Like to calcinate our third eye so they can control us even better? I don't know, guys. I don't trust the leaders. So here I have victory in reverse. You see? They want you to work in a machine. They just want you to work. They're like, no, work, go to work. Go. They want you to be a machine. They don't want you to leave anything that's not good. They don't want you to follow your intuition. They don't want you to connect to a positive source and make good decisions. They don't want you to have faith, because I almost did not grab this card. They don't want you to believe in something great and know that like just with a little twig you can manifest everything. They want you to stay in this energy forever. They don't want you to go anywhere. Look, the horse. It's like, where are you going? Where are you going? Ah, I knew it. The devil. He's like, where are you going? I almost didn't show him. I'm like, listen. He doesn't want to show it. He's like, no, I mean well for my society, for my country. I don't think so. If you did, you would let us be creative. You would let us sing together. You would let us hug each other. You would let us get all sick together. Okay, we're already all sick. So what's the point of isolating us? They don't want us to have contact, to smile at each other. They're covering our faces. We can't even smile at each other anymore. A smile, you know, important. There's a song. Oh my God, you guys are too many songs. Like you need to. I kind of like it. You have good taste. It says. Throw a stranger an unexpected smile with great big intentions, still posted at your station. Always all about the day you should have thought. Headlock. You say too late to start, got your heart in a headlock. Oh, I don't believe any of it. You say too late to start, got your heart in a headlock. You know you're better than this. Wear a different pair, do something out of step, throw a stranger. Basically, like machines. Yeah, that song is about like controlling us like machines do. Like machines do. Still calling, I'm just keeping the line. Anyways, so that's Marina and the Diamonds, or I like Macy and her little sister. They're really cute together. That's a cover. So this is what they don't want us to know. They're like, you're part of a machine, and if you stop working, our machine doesn't work well, so they just want us to work behind the cash register. Go. And you as the teacher, you're like, don't go behind the cash register, draw on the walls. Like you just want them to be their natural self. You want them to wake up their inner child. You're like, no, they lied to you. You were supposed to touch that and do this, you know. What was wrong was right, and what was right is wrong. Like, it's the opposite. And they just didn't want us to be victorious and stay in this energy of eternal feeling loss, feeling a sense. Yeah, because you feel lost when you're not in your natural state. It's like we're born for better things, and we feel it inside. It's like, I'm born to do greater things. I don't like this accounting job. Like, you don't, unless you're really passionate about it. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But if you don't like it, just separate and leave it. You know, if it hurts your heart, love your heart more than you love your job. I'm just saying, like, if your heart is hurt, leave it. This emperor is keeping control over you so you don't find your pride land, because your pride land is just the rock. And then you, like, all you need is the Holy Ghost in your cup, you know, and he's going to move mountains for you. So how to heal suffering? You just have to heal your inner child. So what would a child do? Play instruments, try everything, you know, and be amazed by everything you accomplish, like speaking, listening to music, looking at things, feeling things, tasting things, like everything. Just be a child. Like, you know, when they eat, there's a video I saw, it's so funny. They're like, why do kids eat like this? You know, so they're eating and then they're backwards on the couch while they're eating, and then they can't stop moving and they're just excited to eat. Well, eat like that then. Try that. You know, every time I get my food, I just start dancing. Like, I'm like, every time I'm cooking, I start dancing. Like everything like that you do, I'm like, oh, I'm about to be fed, you know? I love it. You know, like you just have to raise the frequencies. They made you depressed. So what else? You want to tell us, God, how to heal your people? For stability. Yeah, stop looking for stability. Like he's like, the world is your home, my child. It's like, you don't need a house. You need a home, and your home is your body. And then when you feel safe like that, you make such positive changes that bring you so much confidence and so much self-love and so much greatness. And like, I accomplished this. It's like victory, 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 because you're not seeking stability. You're seeking fulfillment, bliss. Yeah, and give up on trying to change people that hurt you in the past. Like you're trying to, you want them to be hurt too about that situation. Yeah, don't even think about these people that hurt me, because on the contrary, they made my story really interesting. You know, I could tell a story today. I'm like, hey, they tried to kill me. Literally, I had guns pointed at my face. There was a hole buried for me. Like, I could tell my story and I'm proud of it. It's like, fuck it, it's a whole Netflix show with 27 seasons. Be proud of your history. Don't wish them ill because they hurt you. They're hurt. Hurt people. So whatever. But it's like you wanting them to receive their karma makes you a karmic. Because we don't wish that on people. We don't have bitterness in our hearts when we're in the divine journey, because we know that those are God's children. And there's a little person in there that was hurt. So those are des enfants mal aimés, I say. So kids that were not nurtured properly. So don't hate them for treating you like that. These kids weren't nurtured properly. It's not an excuse, but just distance yourself from these people that fell in the trap, you know, and then took it out on you and tried to leave you in this energy. And you're like, nah, I'm an owl. I don't mind if you're not in my life. I like being alone, you know. So, and then you're gonna attract another owl. And then you're gonna make little baby owls that are gonna attract another owl. Like, you're just gonna attract a bunch of owls. And what else? Yeah, don't anchor yourself anywhere. Like, this is it. Like, no, keep reaching for something. Like, go, like, try something new. Okay, well, this week I want to try this and whatever. Like, don't anchor yourself too much. Like, okay, this is my life, 9 to 5, and that's it. I go home, I eat, I sleep, I watch TV. Like, you need more than that. You need a bit. 333. I see a lot of synchronicity. Your angels are like, let's protect them. Like, and they're ready to protect you, but you do nothing with your day. So they're just there every day, like staring at you like a little creep, because like you don't give them any work. They don't like, their job is to protect you when you take like interesting risks. So your angels must be really bored when all you do is like the same thing every day. They're like, can I get another person? Because it's kind of boring over here, you know? So give some excitement to your angels that want to protect you. You're like, it's kind of boring. So all the other angels that are with divine beings, they're like, oh my God, the person that I have to protect, like they did this today. They were driving on the highway and they did this, like whatever. And then your angel is like, well, annoyed. Your angel's annoyed. That's so funny. Because he's like, yeah, mine was playing video games all day. And he almost burned himself with a cup of tea. So I distracted him a second there. Like, that's his life. Like, what a boring life. Pobrecito, Angelito. Angelito. But yeah, he's like, and then the other angel's like, mine was more exciting. Like, no, you're so mean. Do something for your angels. Live your life. Yeah, get nervous a bit, you know? So he's like, I got work. You know? Come on, guys. So who's these? Someone's angry around you. I don't know who this is, but impatient and scared about what? You being positive and them being negative. Okay, so negative people will get angry at you for being this positive. You're just irritating to them. You know, what I saw a video about something like that. It's like this person, happy, someone who's always happy is just irritating to a person that's always miserable. But what, the happy person has to stop being happy for the miserable person? No, he's just not in his environment. So let them hate on you. They're just jealous. So, okay. It's kind of sad that they get just, no ven bien y se quieren morir. They say you're doing good and they want to die. Like, that's what's happening in this world. When you start doing good, they feel horrible. You make others feel horrible for finally stepping into your dragonfly nature, and they're like, oh, look at that dragonfly. Can you stop being a dragonfly? Come back to being a fly and come deal with these corpses. Everything we're sabotaging. Like, no. No. They're disappointed that they don't understand how to become dragonflies. But all they have to do is be proud of themselves and self-love and kill their ego. Sounds easy, right? But it's not that easy. You have to face yourself in the mirror and take responsibility for everything in your life, everything you manifested, good or bad. They kidnap you, it's your fault. Whatever, it's your fault. It's all your fault. When you take responsibility for everything that happened in your life, you could go within and really see, like, why did I attract that? It's because the little Bianca, you know, that little tiny person was force-fed as a child. So that's why it developed allergies. Cling. You know, like you just have to really understand the core, the roots of the problem. Not look at the problem. The problem might seem horrible. It's like looking at a tree and there's a really rotten fruit and you're like trying to understand why the fruit is rotten, but the reason the fruit is rotten is because of the root, not the fruit. So go within. You have to go in the darkness. That's why I'm ultraviolet and I see colors in the darkness, so I understand what happened. It's like the unknown. It's like it's in my nonsense that you will make sense of your nonsense. Okay, almost like that. And I'm comfortable in the darkness. It's almost like there's nothing to fear. It's part of us. Like it hasn't killed me yet, so I'm not scared of it. I'm pretty confident that when we explore our shadow sides, we become better. So it's just like, oh, I carry these entities, and they're pretty big shadows, right? When you see them, you're like, oh, is that fear of abandonment there? Oh, it's kind of big, you know? Oh, is that bitterness towards men? Oh, I gotta deal with that, you know? Oh, is that, you know? So it's like, you see it like, oh, that's because my father, my brother, my exes, my bosses, all these men in my life did wrong towards me. That's why I'm bitter towards men, and that's why I'm attracting men that are bitter. Like, okay, I gotta heal this. So I gotta love all creatures. Unconditional love is gonna heal you. The lack of confidence too attracts a lot of misfortune. Be confident. Be confident. I'm in such a good mood. All is blessed. I have like a different job now, and it balances this job perfectly because this is too spiritual. I'm always like in the 5D, 7D, like I don't feel like earthly anymore. And the other job is very earthly. I work with materials. I work with like in construction and stuff. So I get to touch like physical things and talk about everything else but spirituality. So it brings me a perfect balance in my life. So don't dare to get out of the comfort zone, you know? It's like, okay, if my job requires a lot of this, you know, maybe I could do this that requires something else that's less mental and more physical, or a bit more emotional and less spiritual. Like, I don't know, like you need a balance, you know? If I do too much spirituality, then eventually I'm just floating. Like, can I come back to the 3D? Like, I just don't feel grounded. Observation. And I said something about watching us, but the owl is observing, and you're very observant. Expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. I told you these people are stuck in the matrix, and you're like, oh, these people are miserable. Oh, they're not winning. Oh, just for a house and stability. Oh, that's egotistical. They got no self-love. They're not proud. Oh, they don't know they're dragonflies. They forgot that, and they're behaving like flies. And you're just here all alone, just like watching the people in the matrix, and you're fascinated by it. You're like, oh, human race is lost. But that's good. Your wisdom comes from that. So that's how you expand your consciousness, by observing human behavior. Doesn't mean you participate in it, because then you get stuck in the matrix. Anything else you would like to add? Light. It is time to reveal your radiant light to the world. So you be you. You know, show yourself. Not too much. I don't know, but this nose I don't like it. The nose of an owl. It feels like they have a nail, like a random nail there. I don't know, like. Anyways, I have a weird nose, owl. Maybe someone's insecure about their nose. Don't do that. I'm like, why did I start judging the owl? Like, don't be scared of judgment. That's why I started doing that. It is time to reveal your radiant light to the world. Stop being self-conscious. Like, I don't look good enough, you know, to share my perspective. Like, stop limiting yourself. You're beautiful. Eres bonita, bonito. You are perfectly imperfect. Show and tell. Anything else you would like to add? Yeah, I'm gonna use this one, and then we're done, guys. We're done, Aries. This is a long reading, but it was a beautiful reading. I like Aries energy. It is my moon and my ascendant. And my mom's an Aries, my sister's an Aries, my friends are Aries. Aries is just very confident. It's like Beyonce energy. I think she's an Aries, I'm not sure. But it feels like that. It's just like woke up flawless, post up flawless, round and round in it flawless. These diamonds flawless, these rocks flawless, my rocks. I woke up like this, you know, you woke up flawless. Get your confidence, victim consciousness, okay? This is what you do. This is the new cycle. It's like, know me great, okay? No more mentality like this. Mentality. That's what I say now, mentality. Self-sabotage. So you're watching people in the Matrix self-sabotage because of the man in charge that are leading them to damnation. And you're finding the courage to teach. But some people are just not teachable, because it says, how teachable are you? So some people are just not teachable. So it's like, okay, they don't want to listen, they don't want to self-love, they don't want to, okay, let them self-sabotage. It's not your responsibility. People are not your responsibility. That's like, God, those are your children, okay? And God is like, well, those are your brothers and sisters. I'm like, yeah, but we were raised by the same father and they chose to be that. So I'm just saying, I found my light. I found the courage to be teachable and listen to God when he says, no, that's no good for you. Change the cycle. So cycle is the card I gotta go read. And after this, y'all can do what you want to do with your life. And I will go edit and post. So this is number 6, harmony we're looking for. So I'm going to show you the card while I'm reading. Breaking addiction. Okay. Contemplate death and beyond. No, that's not what... Oh, that's the wrong book. No. It's so weird. It's number 6. No, it's not even the same card. What? Makes no sense. Look. Okay, I'm not lying. This is, it says like 6 and it says something else. It's a different card. So let me just try to figure out what's going on over here. What? Yeah. I'm a bit confused. Are you in the right deck? What? Something's off here. Oh, okay, it's not even the right deck. Oh, wow. I used another deck thinking I was using another deck, but I ended up using this deck anyways. That was interesting. Almost there, guys. Cycle makes more sense. Here it is. It looked kind of similar. So cycles, life is cyclical. Sometimes things flow, and at other times they slow down. I'm gonna put it there. What cycle of your life are you in right now? What is the one area of your life where you need to focus most of your energy? Is it time for you to focus on your family? Do you need alone time to discover your true purpose? Do you yearn to open your heart? I got like shivers. Your heart and love fully, deeply, and passionately. It is the time for healing and regeneration. Maybe you are completely ready to enthusiastically concentrate on your life purpose and put all your energy and effort into making your dreams a reality. Each cycle you encounter offers you fresh gifts and possibilities to learn and grow. The better you become at identifying the cycle you are in, the more flow and harmony you will experience in the choices you make. Action. Your body is key to showing you where you are at. Do you have the energy and the vitality to focus on your goals, or are you in a period of healing? Write down, what are you experiencing at present? Read over what you wrote several times. Then give yourself permission to honor the cycle you are in. Is it time to learn or to apply what you have learned? This is beautiful. I like this because it's actually acknowledging that, okay, if I'm constantly attracting the same pattern of energy, the same type of connections that I end up disappointed with, hurt with, drained with, you know, whatever, there must be something wrong with me. So let me take some time alone and observe my behavior, my heart. And it's like, what is it exactly? So I took a whole year to myself. And the things that I saw about myself, some were really creepy. I'm like, I carry that? Whoa, like it came from when I'm a baby. Like, I'm like, ooh, like no wonder like people were behaving like that around me. Like, and when you can point out the reasons why you're stuck in a cycle, then you can work on it and forgive yourself for it. You're like, oh, poor little me. And you hug your inner child, and then you're like, okay, can you get rid of the bitterness that suffering caused? And open your heart chakra to receive healthy love, you know? But if you don't take the time to heal because you're ignoring the cycle you're in, then it's just a repeated cycle after that, and it's a recipe for self-sabotage. Because these shadows that I was talking to you about, like fear of abandonment or whatever, they follow you until you address them, and you're like, hey, what are you doing here? Why are you touching my shoulder? Yeah, this guy's like, put your hand on my shoulder. There, he's creepy. Oh, those are the fingers. Oh my God. I told you, the fingers of the guy. Yo, this is creepy. I don't even want to show you this picture because you're in such a good energy. But look, the fingers I was telling you. He's like, hey, I'm here. I'm the one in charge of your self-sabotage. He's turning off your flame, your candle. and he might impregnate you with karmic babies because they love demon children that work for his system. Unleash your creativity so you can heal our inner child, and then you heal the generations to come by you doing the work. Heal yourself, it says this deck, right? So you have to heal yourself so your children don't suffer the consequences, or the next generations to come, or yourself in the next life. Hopefully you heal in this life so you can at least enjoy most of the life that you have left. It's never too late. Let me take one rebel deck and then Acapit. On a terminé après, ok? Les youtubeurs. Yeah, I invent words because I speak too many languages, so bear with me, please. Stop fucking whining, okay? That's people complaining about their situation that they feel stuck in because of stability. It's like, no one wants to listen to that shit. Complaining makes you weak. You have the strength to change your world, so do it. So if you don't like your reality, you don't feel like anyone's, I'm like, I believe everyone is fully capable. I kept hearing that yesterday too. Of more than what they're doing, all of the bullying, all of the screwing around with people they don't really even really know. Oh, eating a hate souffle and an angry bit of sorbet, all cause you were born one day, losing your wits and your grace. It's the same song, Fire Drill. So you lost your grace, your wits, everything because you didn't think that you were fully capable. Yeah, you are fully capable. You're a mini God. God created you in his image. You're a little creator. Thoughts can be a sneaky lying bastards. You're lying to yourself. So tell yourself, cállate la boca, every time you talk negative about yourself. Have you eaten? You're acting like a big ass baby. Yeah, and her album is called Cry Baby, I think. So yeah, stop it. You need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. So don't fucking force it also, you know, if you're full. So that means listen to your body. When you're hungry, you eat, right? So if you're hungry for happiness, listen to it. It's like, okay, but if it's not here, it must be somewhere else. You know, don't stay where you got sick in the first place. Come on, people. Seriously, just do it. Like, go where you feel happier. God is like, okay, there's no excuse. I truly believe that everyone is truly capable of more than what they're doing. All of the bullying, all of the screwing around with people they don't really know. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. Did I hurt your ears with that clap? Okay. If you want a private reading with me, you just have to go to Facebook, Strong Fire Tarot. There's a WhatsApp link there that you just click on. You message me saying I would like to book a private reading with you. You don't have to tell me anything about your situation. I receive visions for you. I need 24 hours before. I need also a minimum contribution of $25 to reserve a spot in my schedule because now I'm really busy. I have a lot of emails to answer, so please don't send me too much. Just say I would like to book a reading. A true psychic doesn't need much information. Sometimes I ask for the name just for fun so we could go research about what your name means for character. Besides that, I activate your chakras so we can receive your energy. Then I interpret your energy. I receive messages from your higher self, and you're supposed to leave the reading feeling inspired and optimistic and reconnected to your higher self so you could honor it and know that it's just an illusion, you know. So it's always positive. People enjoy the readings with me. So far I haven't had any negative encounters, so I'm grateful for that. And if after your reading, only you know how much it was truly worth to you, so I'm going to leave the donation to your discretion. Usually people like to stay longer than an hour or two. They do 2 hours with me. So for every additional hour, it's a minimum contribution of $25 because my time is precious. And it does take a lot of energy, especially if your situation is heavy. If it's positive, then I'm gaining as much from the reading. But when it's really negative and low vibrational, it pulls a lot on me. But both negative or positive, I have to disconnect from me and connect to your source. So it takes energy, right? So I think my time and energy is worth something. If I could do it for free, I would, but I live alone and I got food to eat, you know. I like tacos. And don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. If you don't have Facebook, you could always email me, strongfiretarot@gmail.com, and message me. I would like to book a private reading with you, and I will send you further information to coordinate something with you, okay? Eastern time over here, Eastern time. Take care, guys. Have yourself a beautiful night and day wherever you are, and thank you so much again. I love you.